What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck. And man, oh man, we got to get into this beef. There's some 50 Cent and Ja Rule beef going on between Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith. And as you guys know, man, neither of these two black men are really 100% embraced by the black community. But what I will say, I always respected Jason Whitlock a little bit more because I had to grow to understand him. And his message is clear. Just like Stephen A. Smith, they are both alike. I just feel like Jason Whitlock is more relatable than Stephen A. Smith. I admire a guy who steps out on his own platform, leaves the sports industry, and discuss topics that matter most to him. If you guys know, man, Jason Whitlock, man, this guy was good for business until he wasn't. A little bit too outspoken, and a lot like Cat Williams said, the industry wants plants. They want to be able to control you. Stephen A. Smith is a plant, and Jason Whitlock, I know you guys have saw the interview, or the podcast he did, where he pretty much called out Stephen A. Smith. He called him a Disney ESPN plant. And if you guys don't know what plant means, it's pretty much a name in the industry that they give you to control you. And like Cat Williams said, and Jason Whitlock quoted, right, that Kevin Hart was pretty much the same thing because of the way he came in and got on top of everybody. He's pretty much saying that Stephen A. Smith was a lot like that because he was a nobody. Now he's the face of the whole sports industry and top face at ESPN. And it'll make you think. Jason Whitlock had a lot of stuff to say, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I like his podcast a lot better than Stephen A. Smith. And and I'll be sure to play these clips. Matter of fact, let's get into the first clip. This is Jason Whitlock, so you guys can catch up and unfold everything the same way I have. Like, I just started watching this thing last night and I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta do a video on this. So we're gonna pull up the video of Jason Whitlock getting it off his chest first, and then we're gonna let Stephen A. Smith get it off his chest second. Round one, let's go.
So Stephen A. is saying that Winston-Salem State, at the end of their basketball season, when they're preparing for their conference tournament, and maybe trying to qualify for the Division II postseason tournament, that they play a game on Saturday. He wakes up the next morning, they're having a scrimmage that he arrives to late in the middle of, and Big House Gaines checks this 6'1", 150-pound guard from New York City, who played a couple of months of high school basketball without acquiring any stats or anything, played a month or two of junior college basketball without acquiring any stats or anything. He shuts down a practice, checks Stephen A. Smith into the scrimmage, and then, according to Smith's account, he knocked down 17 straight shots in the scrimmage. And
Man, I don't know what's worse, man. The way this man is eviscerating Stephen A. Smith and straight calling him out on his stuff, or this picture of Stephen A. Smith, man. Goodness gracious, man. And this is what triggered Stephen A. Smith. Oh, my goodness. You guys have to realize the only reason I invested this was because I saw a post from Stephen A. Smith saying you are going to want to watch tonight, which is very strategic of him. Stephen A. Smith has a problem with Jason Whitlock pretty much calling him out, saying that his whole basketball career is a fraud. And if you guys watch this video, the boy Jason Whitlock just got receipts. He got receipts. He pulled up Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith was quoted saying he only played one game and got 1.2 points, 1.5 points, right? Jason Whitlock pulled it up and saw show where Stephen A. Smith played 9 games. And out of 9 games, he only mastered 1.5 points. I'm telling you guys, you can blindfold me and I'll probably get at least a 3. At least a 3, right? So this is going out of control because Stephen A. Smith now has to defend himself. Stephen A. Smith is being very strategic. He pretty much let the world know in a 24-hour advance that you guys needed to watch his YouTube. Now, why would a man who is not guilty need to do that? Because reputation. He needs to clear his name up, and he knows that a lot of people in the sports industry, the sports commentating, the sports analysts, he knows that a lot of people think that he's a joke. He also knows that a lot of people think that he's lying. So out of guilt, he has to summon a huge audience to get his truth out and to fire back at Jason Whitlock. That's exactly what Stephen A. Smith did. Why else would this guy go on the air, literally on the air, on Instagram, on all his platforms, and say, you're going to want to hear what I have to say about this fat bastard? First of all, that's not even professional, in my opinion. That's not professional. And you could have went about that a lot differently. And it probably would have made you look less guilty. But let's keep watching this and listening to this before we play Stephen A. Smith's.
Games offered him a full scholarship immediately after the practice. I'm reading this, and when I read it, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is a comic book. And this man's calling this his memoir. He got a full ride scholarship after checking into a Sunday scrimmage after a team played a basketball game on Saturday, knocks down 17 straight shots, and the coach.
And there you have it, man. That's a little snippet from Jason Whitlock, pretty much just annihilating Stephen A. Smith. This guy can't even keep a straight face. He's adding on to the humility and the humorous of this just by literally like explaining this and jokingly like just laughing. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, if you are watching Jason Whitlock's body language, it's hard for him to fathom the story. So Stephen A. Smith, who said that his chances of playing basketball were shot down because he quit. You mean to tell me you got a full ride scholarship on a Sunday? On a Sunday. Nobody had to go to the dean's office. Nobody had to go do any paperwork. None of that. That just don't make sense to me. Maybe I'm unfamiliar with the process because for me, my scholarship didn't happen that way. Maybe times have changed since then. I don't know. But dude, this does not make sense at all. And Jason Whitlock called him out. Now let's get into Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith, man, you guys know Stephen A. Smith, man, he likes to cover his you know what. By any means, he is going to cover his you know what. And you know, that's just the name of the game with him. Stephen A. Smith, to me, I feel like has always had an identity problem because he wasn't the sports player, because he wasn't the hot shot. That's where the arrogance comes from. That's where the loud over talking you comes from. Using the same three big words come from, because he always wanted to feel like a somebody. That's why he always has to come out and say, hey, this is my show. This is my this is my that. Because of insecurities, man. And those insecurities stem way down from the moments of his life that Jason Whitlock is calling out right now. So let's get into what Stephen A. Smith has to say. As you guys know, there's going to be some type of twist and plot to this story. So let's hear his point.
Because you see, if you listen to the fat bastard, I didn't play high school ball. Even though my coach's name was Harvey Stolen, it was Thomas A. Edison Vocational and Technical High School. I played there my senior year. I was in a basketball tournament at Fashion Institute of Technology where I dropped 27 points and got a scholarship because the coach came calling me after that and what have you. If you listen to him, I never had a scholarship to Winston-Salem State, even though it was on the books, just call it university. But this man will tell you I'm lying while you were on Blaze TV. Spewing that bullshit to people. Did you tell them how you stood outside the first table begging me to talk to you? Did you tell them that once this same article in Deadspin came out, weeks later you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email begging me to forgive you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Hey guys, this is a live reaction for me, and let me tell you this. Looks like Stephen A. Smith has showed up to play. He has brought his fire to the firefight. And if this is true, this indeed makes Jason Whitlock look super bad. Oh my God. Begging Jason Whitlock. You know what's weird? You just don't know what's the truth amongst these two. That's what's killing me, because Stephen A. Smith can sell it and Jason Whitlock can naturally sell it. So both of these guys are calling each other out for their shenanigans when I feel like, man, this could have been handled over a phone call. Somebody got hurt. Somebody's feelings is hurt right now. And whether it's Jason Whitlock or Stephen A. Smith, I think that Jason Whitlock just got a high off of the Cat Williams interview. If you guys watched the opening video of his podcast, he said that when Cat Williams said that 2024 is the year of the truth, that's when he wanted to come out and speak on Stephen A. Smith. The only problem I have with that is I feel like you should have been addressed that, like get it off your chest. And Stephen A. Smith has burnt a lot of bridges, and a lot of people don't want to do business with him, and they don't have a lot of nice things to say about him. And I think that is where Jason Whitlock is, and I think that he's one of the people that Stephen A. Smith has seriously burnt. And if Jason Whitlock was sitting there begging to get back in good grace with Stephen A. Smith, maybe Stephen A. Smith gave him the stiff. Let's see.
How you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me. Did you tell the folks that, you bitch?
Ooh, oh my God, Stephen A. Smith is mad. Oh my God, hey, it's his show. ESPN can't say nothing to this man. He called this man the B word. I never heard Stephen A. Smith go this extreme. Wow.
Did you tell him? You fat piece of shit.
Oh my God.
Tell him that. Got the names. We got Jamel Hill. We got Howard Bryant. You want me to bring up the other writers that wouldn't work for you?
Ooh, man. Stephen A. Smith is not playing no games with you, Jason Whitlock. Stephen A. Smith has been rubbed the wrong way, man. I don't know, man. This is like a heavyweight battle right now, and I don't know who to believe. I truly don't. I don't know who to believe, man, because it seems like both of these people have points to prove. You know what I'm saying? Like, seems like both of these guys are literally holding, just telling everything and letting it go. I don't know what to make of this, but this is something serious right here, man. You heard it. Stephen A. Smith spoke his piece. Jason Whitlock spoke his piece. I want you guys to chime in on this, because I'm not going to lie. I was 60-40, 60%, 70-30. Okay. I was 70% Jason Whitlock, 30% Stephen A. Smith. Now I'm about 45 Stephen A. Smith, 55 Jason Whitlock. So you guys chime in on this and let me know what y'all think about this, as war has begun amongst these two, and let the games begin. May the best man win. I don't know what to make of this, man. Who do y'all believe? You guys chime in. All the Jason Whitlock fans, you guys let me know what y'all think about this. Stephen A. Smith fan base, you guys let me know what y'all think as well. If you're new to the content and you're rocking with it, please hit that subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so you guys can continue to get the latest when I drop my sports media takes. Thank you guys so much. Like always, let me know how you charge the game. Peace.